We've really seen decades where almost a decade, where for a variety of reasons, builders have not been able to build enough housing, especially at that entry level. It was very difficult, and they were very risk averse. A lot of them lost millions of dollars in these areas. And so we're starting to see them kind of ramp up that starter home construction. But this is the place that you can do it. This is the place where you can still get a lot, where you can still get zoning approval to build these smaller homes. And so we're seeing them kind of go to these places in droves. A lot of the major builders in the country are really pivoting to this segment of the market at this point.
Diana, what do you think about the sustainability of this trend? I mean, quite simply, if people want the house, they're willing to drive for it, and there's no other way to get it at an affordable price point, is this the outcome?
I think you have to be very, very careful with a headline like this. We are not back to the future in any way. When you talk about the exurbs, it's first important to define what exactly is the exurb. In general, we used to call that 35 to 45 miles away. Maricopa, which is in Arizona, which is what this article is based on, is definitely an exurb, and it's seeing growth. But in general, the home builders are definitely pivoting toward that entry-level home. But the big guys like Lennar just bought a huge plot of land near San Diego. Pulte Home is going back to its lower-priced Centex brand, but in smaller cities. They're not moving as far out into the exurbs as you might think. And even the growth that we're seeing in people moving to the exurbs, supposedly it's much more of the retirement age, especially in that demographic. So when you look at millennials, really you're seeing a little bit that they're moving from 14 to 15 to 16 miles away. That's still the suburbs. So what we saw back in 2006 or even in 2000 of this, McMansions way out of town,
right.
I really don't think we're seeing that in the same way today.
Laura, real quickly, but as that's happening, I mean, some people might live 15 miles away from the city. It could still take them 90 minutes to get to work.
Yeah, and I mean, I think especially we're seeing traffic in a lot of cities get worse and worse. And so I certainly saw that when I was out in Phoenix, that one of the other problems is just cities haven't invested in infrastructure in a way that makes it easier for people to get around.